Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing Mr. President. And slowly we are approaching the end of the first year, but I don't think that we'll be able to do... Well, maybe we can do it in this video, but I'm not sure. We'll see. So right now we go to the terror or chaos phase. And so let's see. Roll a die and we have chaos. So that means we gotta go to the world table number 2. Let's see. Oh man. Yeah. Okay, here it says chaos acts. Increase the conflict status for a random conflict by 1 box. So let's do that. That is 5. And you can see here the dice symbols. So China, Japan goes up 1 step. And then roll a d10. That's a 10. And it says domestic chaos. Increase domestic crisis by 1 box. Then roll a d6. That's a 2. Congressional leaders dismayed by your agenda. Roll another d6. Oh man. Okay, that's a 5. Draw, add a new opponent in Congress. That sucks. That's not good. That might lead now to the point that we do not have... now that's a friend. We need an opponent. Yeah, there we go. That we do not have more... Oh man, yeah, we definitely, man. We don't have the majority, basically, or when it comes to French. So that's Douglas Tate, and he also has a value of 3. So these are all these high value guys. So there are now 8 when it comes to, I don't know what that means, congressional votes or something, and these are just 6. So we got to get rid of one of these 3-point opponents. That's really, that wasn't good at all. And what now? Do we have to roll on this thing? Huh. No, that's on a 4 to 7. I think we're actually done here. That was the domestic chaos. I think this is it. Okay, next we go to the next ally or rogue group. And these are the last ones. This is now group C. So let's see who that is. Australia, Israel, India, and a possible rogue state, of course. So we start with Australia, and we're very close with them, as you can see. So we have 2 joint actions, and I think what's really important here is I want to try to decrease this 3 terror group here. So I'm going to do an intel that gives me an auto success. So I'm going to bring these guys here to the locating box, and I wonder if I should I'm not quite sure what I want to do now. So yeah, actually I think I will try to do a raid against these guys. No, I can only do this if they're in the target fixed box. So that means instead I want to do a humanitarian aid attempt in Central South Asia. We have it here at 3, the crisis level. So, and that was a success. So we can bring the crisis down by 1. That's nice. And then we have to flip the tensions marker. It's a +1. We'll roll a die here on that table and we'll see what happens. That's a 5. 6 for the tensions counter. We got 1 level 3 group, so it's a 7. And that's it. Anti-terror campaign. Reduce 1 level 3, 2 or 1 terror group in Asia Pacific by 1 level. Fabulous. Great. So that means they go down to level 2. Well done. So then it's Israel, and we're also very close with them. So let me see what I want to do there. I think first I want to remove some tensions. There's a lot of tensions on Israel, so I want to get rid of 2 markers. And then maybe I'm not sure what I want to do, to be honest. I think I also want to request UN humanitarian aid here. I mean, yeah, why not? Let's do that. And I'm going to do it again for Central South Asia. It seems a bit dangerous there. That was a success, so this goes down to 1. Awesome. And now they're going to do their action. So let's flip the tensions marker here. That's a +1. And there's an Iran influence over there, as you can see. That also adds 1. We have no rogue state. Iranian missile program is at value number 3. So we gotta add another 2. So we already have +4. Israel-Iranian conflict is at 2, so it's +5. We gotta, yeah, so it's +5. Oh man, let's see what we roll. That's a 7. Okay, so that's a skirmish with Hezbollah. +1 tensions counter on Iran and Israel. Increase Israel or neighbors conflict track by 1 box. Israel and neighbors. So this goes up, and we get a tensions marker on Israel and 1 on Iran. There we go. Okay. Next, it's India. And because we're only close with India, that means we only have a single action with them. I think I also want to do a gather intel action, because we got a level 3 terror group there. And that's kind of an, yeah, it's an automatic success. So we're going to simply move this up here, and that's it. That's all I can do. Then we'll see what their action is. I'm going to flip these two. It's a +2. There's a 1 level 3 terror group and a level 1 rogue state there. So that's also plus. By the way, wait a minute. I might have rolled the wrong. There's a maximum of +4 here. I'm not sure if I actually added +5. That's I'm not sure what, I don't remember what my result was, but I think I rolled a 7 and I might have added +5, but I can only add +4. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I added +5, but actually it's a 6 that I rolled, so it's a raid. Reduce 1 level 3-1 Middle East terror group by 1 level. That's better. So I can remove the 2 tensions markers here. This here goes back again. And instead, I can reduce a terror group. So it's going to be one of those. That simply completely goes away. That's obviously much better. And yeah, because you got a maximum of +4. I forgot about that. And here I can see it again, so therefore I just remembered it. And here we got +1, +2. India, Pakistan. Yeah, +3, I think. But there's 2 here, so it might actually +2 plus. It's +4. Yeah. Oh, and here level 3 or 4 terror group or any level rogue state. Yeah, so it's a +4. It's the maximum possible here. That's a 10. That's wild. Border tensions with Pakistan. Increase India/Pakistan conflict by 1 box. Okay, so this is now pretty high. 1 before the war. So we got to deal with that somehow. So now we got to do the rogue states. And there is only 1 on the map. Over here, Afghanistan. We got to do A. Because it's a level 1 rogue state. No, wait a minute. If it's at war. So we do B. Terror impact. Place a trending anti-US counter on the region's alignment track. Wow, that means this region really goes downhill. Oh man. But okay, that's no big surprise. Then roll a d10 and apply as shown on the chart below. Ah, that's a 10. Oh, good lord. Try to acquire WMDs. If they had already WMDs, then they would use these now on US or Israel, and we would be done. The game would be over. But they don't have it already, so yeah. Let's see. Oh no, because it's a level 1 rogue state, they won't do it. We go to this result instead. They're gonna recruit, and this will increase by 1. Only a level 3 or 4 rogue state will try to acquire weapons of mass destruction. Then we got to check for unstable states in the Middle East and Africa. So we got 2 in the Middle East. That's an 8. That's not good, but we're still lucky. Keep it on the map. But the regional stability is really low. The regional stability is at 4. Well, it's still good. No, it's +1. That's bad. So it's a 9 instead, which means one of them goes to the Civil War side. That's not good. And we got to roll for the other one. Ah, that's another one. Man, fuck it. That's another Civil War breaking out. Okay, I mean, this region is now completely wrecked. Terrible. That's really, really bad. And then we have to check Africa. There is 1. That's a 6. That's okay. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't so good. Okay. And now the UN acts. So first they will act autonomous, and they try to do humanitarian aid in the world region with the highest regional crisis value. So let's see, we got a couple of them with a value of 1, and it's Central America. There is actually a value of 2. So let's do that. So we need an 8, and we have that. Decrease regional crisis in region by 1 box. So this goes down. That's pretty awesome. Then infrastructure aid with the lowest current stability. And I assume this is probably the Middle East, I guess. Yeah. So we need a 5 or less. And we have that. That's pretty good. Doing a good job now. So that brings +1 stability into the region. That's great. Youth empowerment. Level 2 or level 3 terror group, lowest stability. Well, there is only 1 level 2 terror group, and this is here in Asia Pacific. Again, we need a 1 to 5. That was a failure. Peace talks. They're gonna do either the Civil War in Africa. So I'm gonna roll 1 to 5. 6 to 10. So we're gonna do Middle East. Try to broker peace there. So let's see. Got a -1 modifier. And there's an Iranian influence, so it kind of evens out. But I mean, easier level, so -1 overall. That's a 2. That's pretty awesome. So it was a success. Got a ceasefire. Decrease regional crisis by 1 box. Okay, wait a minute. So first of all, we're going to remove one of them. We got these ceasefire counters here, and then we got UN peacekeepers somewhere. There we go. I think it's these guys. Yeah. And we're going to place them on top here or underneath, kind of like that. And I think that makes further improvement a little easier, or might be an advantage if it comes to checking if it erupts again. So that was cool. The crisis goes down to 0, which is really awesome. And remove Iranian influence counter, fantastic. So that was a very good result. Yeah, I think that's it. Awesome. So after all that happened, I can now choose to perform up to 2 US initiated actions if I spend an action point or a goodwill counter. So we got 1 goodwill counter. I could spend that, but it's also kind of cool to keep them because I think they can give you an automatic victory if you have 2 of them or something. They might be also good, I think, for the world opinion on US. So it's kind of cool to keep these counters, I think. And so I'm going to spend a point. We got lots of points left. Okay. And I think it's these, one of these we can choose basically. So I want to do arms control negotiations with Iran. Let's see. Decrease it so it always works. Then roll a d10 again if they get influence. That's the thing, yeah. I think. Yeah, so I think that's what we do. So we can remove this by 1. And I think that means we can, wait a minute, reversing any tensions listed in the new lower box. So that means we can remove tensions on Iran, Israel and Saudi Arabia. That's kind of nice. So let's get rid of these markers. And then we got to roll a die. That's a 1. That means Russia gets influence in Central/South Asia. That's odd. Okay, well. Why is it not happening in the Middle East? I find that strange. But okay, so we place an influence there, and you can see this region is really completely out of control. I don't have any influence there. Basically, my alignment is at 4, and they just are increasing their influence there quite a bit. And then I mean, what do I want to do? Do I want to de-escalate? It might be a good idea to de-escalate, for example, here between India and Pakistan. They are close to a war. So let's do that. It's a level 4 conflict track by 1 level. And then remove 2 tensions from each side on a success. We need a 1 to 5. And we don't have that, so that didn't work out. Well, maybe, wait a minute, we have to spend another action point for that. So I get a -1 modifier, but I think it still wasn't enough. I'm not quite sure what it was. Shit, I forgot. We could have also, no. I think it didn't work out. Okay. Let's leave it here. And then there's a media slant. Check your media relations and apply any public approval, benefit or penalty. So that means we get a +1 public approval. Pretty good. Okay, so now we got 3 domestic actions. And, well, I mean, domestically, things are looking fantastic. And honestly, they are not even looking that bad in the foreign areas. the crises are mostly down, not completely, but that's not terrible. There's not much terror going on, not many rogue states. When it comes to influence, it's a bit of a problem. Maybe it's time to count this. 1, 2, 4. So the Russians are at 4, which is okay. China is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a bit of an issue. 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's not great, but we can remove the China influence here or here eventually. That shouldn't be so hard. Maybe even in Eastern Europe, we got a pretty good alignment there too. Central Asia, yeah, okay. I mean, this is not going to work there. But apart from that, I think we're in a fairly good position overall. So let's see, what do we want to do domestically? We could try to improve media relations. There's not much more to improve, actually. So let's see. Actually, we do have a little bit of an issue on the domestic crisis table. So we might want to do that first, or on the domestic crisis track. So we can address a domestic crisis here. I'm going to roll. That's a 7. Let's see. That's a cabinet effectiveness check. That is at 5 at the moment, but we got a few modifiers. It is my number 1 focus in the cabinet, so that's -1. Public approval is 60%, -2. Another -1. Yeah, we're good. So we can do this. We can reduce this by 1. We passed the test, and we get a +1. Public approval. Nice. Then we got another action. And I'm going to try to what was it? I can, let's see. I can still try to improve my media relations. But actually, I'm thinking about, I want to get rid of one of these enemies here in Congress. That's tricky. Discredit, dissuade congressional opponent. So let's do that. I want to spend an action point to get a -1, to get an additional -1 diral modifier, because there's a risk. If we fuck this up, we might get a scandal. So I'm going to choose one of the opponents, and I'm going to take Douglas Tate, maybe. Or maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, Douglas Tate is radical. He's got this value of 3, which kind of sucks. I'm going to take Douglas Tate. And so let's roll the die and let's hope it's okay. It's a 2. That looks good. The guy can already, I don't know, he can pack his bags. So yeah, we got a -1 approval because of the public approval. We spent the action point. Domestic rating. Now his legislative rating is 3, which makes it a little harder. But my relations with Congress are okay. So yeah, it was definitely a success. And the guy goes back into the draw cup. That was good. If this goes wrong, then people don't like us because of our dirty tricks, but we're good in doing this. Fantastic. So we got one more action, and yeah, we want to improve the media relations by showing some presence. So let's see. We got to do a prestige check. Our problem is our prestige is really not that good. Isn't there a way to increase prestige? That's something I'm not sure. Can't you do that somehow? Huh. Yeah. It seems to be pretty hard. You cannot simply do that. There's no action that allows you to do this. I think you got to be simply successful somehow, and then your prestige goes up. That's not so easy. So, guess we got to do that and try the presidential presence. So I'm going. Nah. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to spend an action point. And, well, I mean, we need a 3. This is not easy. Ugh, I'm going to re-roll that. Terrible. Oh, come on, man. But okay, at least I can subtract 1 because I got my action point, and I can subtract another 1 for the beginner's situation. So there is no negative effect at least. But yeah, that didn't work out. Okay. So that's that. And then we got to draw a chit. And that says draw 1 crisis card. So let's see. Okay, so that says, oops, floodwaters ravage Nicaraguan capital. Wow. So it's +1 to regional crisis in Central America. Place 1 unstable state in Central America. Not good. US is asked to help. You may spend 2 AP. We're going to do that. We only have 6 left, but I think that's okay. There's not that much to do anymore, I hope. So we'll see. We're going to spend 2 AP and send US search and rescue and humanitarian assistance. So we got a -2 Diral modifier. So let's do that. Let's see what happens. That is a 6. -1 regional crisis in Central America. So basically this goes back, I guess. So we could at least help a little bit. Okay, so the next thing that happens is we have to check the war progress for normal wars and also civil wars. Now there are no normal wars. Now just want to show you quickly how that would work basically. So you have a certain strength and of the defender and the attacker, and there's also different types of wars like air wars, naval wars, land and ground wars, or air and ground wars, or guerrilla wars. And depending on the type and the strength relations between the two, you would then, or the strength comparison, you would then roll on a specific table. And usually a war starts here in the center box of these 5 boxes on stalemate. You can see that here. And then depending on the result that you rolled on that table, the thing would move in one direction of the attacker or of the defender. And the result would also determine who takes losses. And then the strength of the forces would be reduced of the sides. Could be 2 sides, I guess, that take losses. Now, if one of the sides reaches a strength of the 0, or one of these outer boxes are reached, then the war would end, and that specific side would then win, I mean, depending on where this thing is. Now, air wars or guerrilla wars take longer, so they don't move like this. They basically move like this. You can see there is this extra box here. So, and that's pretty much how war works. But we don't have all that because there are no wars at the moment, but there are civil wars, so we gotta check for those. So we're going to roll on this Civil War table here, and let's see, we have not that many civil wars. We got 2 in the Middle East, we got the ceasefire here, and then we got 1 in Africa. So let's start with the Middle East civil wars. We have regional stability is okay, there's basically just -1 modifier because it's easy. Game mode is easy. So let's see. That's a 2. So that's really good. It's a ceasefire. Awesome. And yeah, we also have to place peacekeepers there. And the regional crisis is already at the bottom. So that's really good. Let me find these. Where are these peacekeepers? Ah, there. Okay, so awesome. 1 civil war goes away. And instead, we have a ceasefire marker there. That's great news. Now let's roll for the other civil war. Whoa, that's another piece. I mean, that is fantastic. Let's see. Really, really great. And now we roll for the ceasefire. And there we got a -2, a -3 modifier. Because there is a peacekeepers counter under that ceasefire. So let's see. Okay, that's another 2. Fantastic. And it's over here actually. So that means, because this is a ceasefire table, so that means we got a permanent peace. And yeah, awesome. So we can remove one of these completely. And that was just great. Really, really good. Extremely successful. And now we go to Africa, and there's also 1 civil war going on. That's a 6. That's not so good. Let's see. So we got the stability is not that terrible. So we got a -1 here. So it's a 5. Fighting continues. There's no effect here. That's a bit of a shame, but okay. Yeah, I mean, that overall, I think that was really good. Only 1 civil war left in the world. That is a good situation, I guess. Okay, now we get 4 diplomatic or military actions. And let's see, I'm tempted to really try to get rid of this civil war. I think you get a pretty big bonus. Just an idea, I'm not sure if at the end of the game, at the end of the year, there are no wars anywhere. I think that's really awesome. So maybe we can get this done somehow. Let's see. This is one of these. Broker or offer peace. Yeah. So we go to the chart and civil wars, yeah. Okay, we got them. Let's see. So I want to spend an action point here to get me an additional modifier, a -1 modifier. So, I mean, it's hard to do, right? But maybe we're lucky. And let's go there. Let's do it. That's a 7. That wasn't good enough. That brings us to a 5. Do I want to reroll that? Man, I'm running out of action points. It's a bit risky to do. Let's do it. If we can help these people, let's do it. Yes, we did it. That was great. So that means there's also peace now here in Africa. That is just great. I mean, we still will have a couple of rows here of chits. So it is possible that a civil war will break out again. But hey, I mean, that was really, really cool. Excellent. Okay, now I'm going to try to remove some influence in Africa, some China influence in Africa, I guess. So let's see, I think we need a 1 to 6. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's really, I think we're doing really well here. Good rolls. And let's see, is there, so we got 2 more actions, right? Yeah, overall we have 4. I want to bring some crisis to 0. That would be great. Let's start in Asia Pacific, do a crisis relief there. No, I gotta reroll that. That is terrible. That's a 9. That's not much better, but a little. At least there's no negative effect. Okay, so that was not successful. Yeah, let's do it in South America. I think, well, maybe. We got a -1 rating here, Secretary of State. The problem is the stability is, but that's not negative impact. So we got a -1 and then the -1 for the beginners version, so it's a 6. So that's actually good. So this goes down to 0. Nice, that's pretty good. And I think we're done. We did this, we did that, we did this. Or do I have one more action? No, and I removed the influence. So these were the 4 actions. Now we got the state of economy impact. You can see here, +3 public approval, +2 action points, +1 relations with Congress. So this is at the top. This goes up. Yeah, awesome. Very, very good. And, you know, we're allowed to draw chits now. I wonder if I can bring the turn to an end. You know, I think I might be able to do that. So let's see. Let's draw a chit. And let's see. Oh, okay. 3 cards. That's a lot, but no second chit. So let's see. Okay, so that's the first card. That's another cascading event. North Korean infiltrators attack Republic of Korea infrastructure. Okay, increase the conflict track between these two by 1 box. That's not so terrible. Add 2 tension counters to North Korea and the Republic, and 1 to Japan and China. Okay. If you wish, you may spend 2 action points to move a single Marine unit from US military assets to Republic of Korea and to move any one carrier from the Indian Ocean or Kolas to the Asian Pacific region. I don't think that is necessary yet. I mean, they're still not too close to a war. I think I'm not going to do that. So therefore, we place this now here, and that's it. And wait a minute, I'm going to place it here to remember how many cards I've drawn. So the next card is an event. Beloved legislator dies unexpectedly. Roll a d6 to identify the legislator. Okay. That's a 2. Highest rated opponent. Awesome. Yay, he died. The problem is that the guy is actually a moderate, which isn't so great. But there's still more moderates than radicals. So that was great. Take the identified counter and remove it permanently from the game. Okay. I think it was this one here. So we place it here. You're asked to speak at the memorial. Roll a d6. I get a +1. So let's see. That's a 5. That's not good. You phoned it in. -1 public approval, -1 relations with Congress. If there were an opponent. 1 box left on the bipartisan co-op track. That was a bad one. That was really not good. Shit. Terrible. Yeah, but there's nothing I could do here. I mean... Oh, that was my second card. Just as a reminder, keep it here. And the third one. Okay. Jihadists infiltrate Europe en masse. Place 1 level 2 and 1 level 1 terror group in both the Eurozone and Eastern Europe. Are you kidding me? What the fuck is that? So these were 2 really bad cards, and they might have killed my auto victory. I thought I was in a good way. Maybe I was wrong. But you know, all that at the top and all, and very little terror. But now things are looking a little different. That wasn't cool. Okay, so we don't have to draw again. And now we actually roll if we end the turn or if we draw 1 more chit. So on a 1 to 4, we end the turn. And then there is some procedural stuff to do, some housekeeping. That was an 8. Okay, so we got to draw another chit and see what happens. That's 2 more cards. There we go. Okay, Al Jazeera requests interview. Choose to accept or decline. I think I'm going to do it. If I decline, my relations with media go down. And I don't want that. So I'm going to accept. And we'll see what happens. Ugh. Oh man, that's an 8. Increase 1 terror group by 1 level in one of the 3 regions. Which regions are we talking about here? Oh. Middle East, Africa, Central South Asia. So it has to be a level 3 terror group. So this becomes a level 4 terror group. That's not good. And that's it. Yeah. Man, these last... Oh, and these are 2 cards, right? Yeah, these last card draws, they fucked up my my situation quite a bit. Partisan gridlock in Congress. Move all bills in Congress right by one box. Okay, this goes. These two bills go here. Move the bipartisan cooperation marker left by one box. Ugh. Choose one or the other. Call for renewed bipartisan spirit in Congress. Well, or bash Congress and promote your party for political gain. I want to do the first, I think. That gives me +2 public approval. I lose 1 in party relations, but that's not a big deal. And now I gotta do a relations with Congress check. And I'm pretty good there, so let's hope for the best. Oh no, man, what is wrong here? Fuck it. Oh man, this is unbelievable. Fuck. I'm really pissed now. I mean, that was so bad. I was doing so good, and now I drew, I don't know, 5 cards, and things are really going south. So I want to go now over the end of turn sequence, and as you can see, this is a ton of stuff, and it takes a while to do this. It goes actually, yeah, it's an incredible amount of stuff. I'm not gonna do all that on camera. I think this is really a long thing to do, and yeah, it takes me at least 15 minutes, and I want to bring this video to an end, and I also want to bring the game to an end, because I will end this game after the first year. It's okay, but you know, it's just so long, and I think it's just time to end. So I want to do all that stuff, and then I'm going to see you afterward. Okay, so I'm done with all that. The big thing is the terror groups. You place a lot of new terror groups, and they can also evolve. There is a maximum of terror groups depending on the stability of the region, and if that is reached, then instead the highest level terror group will be increased by 1, and that whole thing brought us a new level 2 rogue state here in Central South Asia. That was really bad. And you can see here I got a level 3 terror group here. A lot of new terror groups in the Eurozone, a level 3 terror group in Eastern Europe. All that wasn't that hot. The good news is we increased the world opinion of the US by 1, because there's a lot of positive alignment here, that alignment 6 or higher, and not much alignment of 3 or lower, of 4 or lower, just in Central South Asia. And so that's pretty much it. Now we're gonna do wait a minute, there is some kind of a game end table. I don't know, where is it? Ah, it's over here. Yeah, that's the presidential performance evaluation, and let's see, that was, yeah. So the thing is, I already did these calculations, and we got to add together all these counters, all these tracks, these 3 tracks, this one here. I don't think it's this one actually. No, it's these 4 and the public approval track, and then we got to subtract regions with a regional alignment of 4 or less. That's 1, and each rogue state counter, any level on the board, that is overall another 2. And what happened is we were 1 point short of an auto victory. That's really painful. So if we had, for example, better relations with Congress or media relations, you know, it was really unlucky that we had these terrible cards. It really gave us a bad time. Yeah, if these things, well, we were very close. Anyway, so overall, we ended up here with 34 points, plus 2 legacy, plus 1 presidential prestige, plus 3 public approval. I already applied that. So yeah, and that's it for this turn. And I will end the game here. My goal was to play through 2 years. I'm not going to do that. I'm not. It is just too long, especially on camera. I cannot say that I did not enjoy the game. There were moments when I didn't, but there were also moments when I got pretty excited and was kind of cool. So it's really hard. I will do a review video about this tomorrow, and but now there's no room left on the memory card, so yeah, I'm gonna load this up. So overall, I hope you enjoyed the series, although it was a little bit painful from time to time, I guess. But I guess at least you get a pretty good impression of how the game plays out. So yeah, I hope to see you on the next video, and bye.